riding a train from Manchester to Edinburgh, and honestly, it feels like the perfect metaphor for nonprofits. Everybody wants to go farther, farther impact, farther reach, farther visibility, farther fundraising results. Everybody wants momentum. And here's the hard truth. A lot of nonprofits want the destination without investing in the rails. I'm Shannon Cherry from My Nonprofit Advisor. A train does not move because the mission is beautiful. It does not stay on track because people care a lot. It does not arrive because the team is passionate and overworked. It moves because something solid is holding it up underneath. Rails, systems, signals, support. That's what makes a movement possible. And yet in the nonprofit world, those things are constantly treated like luxuries. Need stronger messaging? Maybe later. Need fundraising support? Not on the budget. Need board training? We'll circle back. Need stewardship systems that actually keep donors engaged? Sounds nice, but not urgent. So what happens? Organizations are told to grow, scale, expand, and raise more money while being quietly discouraged from building infrastructure that makes that possible. That's like asking a train to pick up speed on invisible tracks, and everyone acts surprised when it wobbles. When fundraising is inconsistent, donors disappear, staff exhausted, and campaigns will stall. That's not a motivation problem. That's an infrastructure problem. Because ambition is not a strategy, passion is not a system, and doing more with less is not the badge of honor we want. At some point, it's just a slower way to break things. If you want nonprofits to go farther, you have to build the rails. The rails look like clear messaging so donors instantly understand the mission. They look like stewardship so supporters feel valued before, during, and after they ask. They look like systems that track relationships instead of relying on panic. They look like a board that helps open doors instead of just filling seats. They look like a board that helps open doors instead of just filling seats. They look like a real fundraising plan, not a string of last-minute asks held together with hope and caffeine. That's what carries growth. That's what support impacts. And that is what keeps the whole thing moving. Because yes, the mission matters. Of course it does. The mission is the destination, but the infrastructure is what will get you there. So if your nonprofit feels stuck, answer may not be to push harder. It may be stop glorifying the struggle long enough to build what the mission actually means. Build the rails. Because nonprofits that go farther are not always the most inspiring. They're the ones strong enough to support the journey.
Running a nonprofit isn't always a walk in the park, but it doesn't have to be that way. Get more tips and ideas just by subscribing. Trust me, it's easier than digging for bones.